Oh, hell. Get those MVP bets in now, folks.
A seismic shift looms over professional women's basketball as Caitlin Clark, fresh from a record-shattering collegiate career, steps into her sophomore WNBA season. Rarely has any rookie captured headlines with such ferocity. Averaging 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game in 2024, Clark rewrote statistical records and redefined expectations. Offseason speculation questioned her dedication, conjuring rumors that intense media obligations and high-profile appearances threatened to derail her preparation. Yet, evidence emerged to silence doubters. Side-by-side video comparisons reveal a transformation sculpted by targeted strength work under Sarah Kessler and on-court refinements with shooting coach Keith Porter.
We are now seeing the video evidence because it's so side-by-side, the unbelievable transformation physically that she's undertaken.
The intensity of early morning workouts at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, documented in exclusive team footage, underscores a commitment that transcends mere hype. As league executives consider extending the schedule to 50 games, driven in part by Clark's unprecedented viewership draw, attention has turned to whether this emerging juggernaut can sustain momentum across an expanded grind. The opening salvo of the 2025 campaign looms on May 17th against Angel Reese's Chicago Sky, setting the stage for a blockbuster rematch that promises to test Clark's physical evolution, leadership growth, and mental resilience. A full-circle narrative beckons. Can the Iowa legend replicate collegiate dominance on basketball's grandest domestic stage, or will the unforgiving rigors of professional play expose cracks in the armor of anticipation? During the months following the Olympic break, insiders gained rare access to a transformation process meticulous in its precision. Under the watchful eye of head athletic performance coach Sarah Kessler, a program emerged that blended advanced biomechanics, unilateral strength drills, and isometric holds designed to bolster both lower body explosiveness and upper body endurance.
The difference in transformation, folks, is unfreaking believable. We're not talking about enough about the fact that I can tell that her legs are noticeably bigger.
Single leg Romanian deadlifts, pistol squat progressions, and resisted sled pushes formed the cornerstone of a regimen intended to fortify Clark's frame against the physicality of WNBA defenders. Film sessions with shooting specialist Keith Porter targeted release timing and arc adjustment on long-range attempts, refining a jump shot that already boasted a historic 41% three-point accuracy. The sum of these elements became evident in Washington, D.C., where a charity exhibition showcased a leaner, more powerful athlete seamlessly integrating new mechanics under game speed conditions. Micro-workouts, 10-minute maintenance circuits scheduled between media obligations, ensured consistent stimulus, while data from wearable sensors informed daily load management and injury prevention. Club trainers noted a 12% increase in lower body power output and a 9% rise in bench press relative strength. Such measurable gains dispelled narrative threads suggesting a lack of lab time, framing Clark as one of the most rigorously prepared entrants in recent memory. With this level of transformation, questions arise about whether opponents will adjust strategic priorities to contend with an athlete whose physical profile now mirrors that of veteran all-stars. Technical blueprints of Clark's game reveal a series of calculated enhancements, each designed to elevate her threat profile.
She added, before the end of last season, that really deadly sort of little finger roll towards the basket where she was coming in and then letting that floater go, which she was hitting like crazy.
A newly installed high-release floater, practiced with over 1,500 repetitions in simulated pick-and-roll drills, has become a go-to counter against lengthier defenders. Precision footwork drills, guided by film study, sharpened her ability to navigate tight paint windows, while split-step anticipation exercises improved reaction time on both ends of the floor. Statistical analysis from preseason scrimmages shows a 28% increase in points per possession when attacking the rim, complemented by a 15% rise in assist potential as defenders collapse. These metrics underscore a dual-edged evolution. Clark can both finish through contact and exploit passing lanes created by defensive overcommitment.
But let me strengthen the legs so later in the season they don't get tired and I can still keep jacking up the long shot, and it will make her more quick driving to the basket.
Veteran teammates Tamika Catchings Award winner Kelsey Mitchell and stalwart forward Melissa Smith acknowledge the impact of these refinements on overall team spacing and floor balance. Opposing coaches, confronted with this upgraded toolkit, must weigh adjustments in rotation patterns and zone schemes. As the calendar flips to May, the integration of these tactical weapons into high-stakes contests will prove critical in gauging Clark's readiness to lead a franchise eyeing deep playoff runs. Social media chatter spun narratives that Clark's offseason was spent more in Hollywood limelight than on hardwood courts. Accusations suggesting a lack of lab time proliferated after photo op appearances with celebrities and high-profile interviews. A false Olympic team roster circulated online, implying an international stint that never materialized. Furthermore, debates over no-call fouls during critical stretches of late-season games fueled conspiracy theories about preferential treatment or, conversely, biased officiating.
Her haters love to try to proclaim that Caitlin Clark was not in the lab.
Yet each claim unravels under scrutiny. Time-stamped gym surveillance confirms early morning training across 120 consecutive days, while official USA basketball logs verify absence from the Paris roster.
Sarah Kessler, the Fever's head athletic performance coach, also noticed, quote, "I'd be like, you can sleep in if you want," she told Clark. "I'll still be here."
Detailed play-by-play reviews demonstrate that contested calls aligned with league officiating standards, with no statistical outlier in Clark's free throw rate when compared against the top 20 scorers. Independent analysis by the Athletic highlights that Clark's foul draw percentage sits firmly within expected variance, debunking myths of undue advantage. By addressing these rumors head-on, the narrative transitions from distraction to data-driven credibility, showcasing how empirical evidence can counter sensationalism. Clark's inaugural WNBA season featured an array of historic firsts. Highest single-game assist total by a rookie 18, most triple-doubles in debut campaigns 5, and fastest ascent to 1,000 career points.
She came straight out of college in a deep NC2A run right into the WNBA. And then she had that break, right, from the Olympics in there.
A granular look at efficiency metrics reveals a true shooting percentage of 58.2% and usage rate exceeding 30%, figures typically reserved for seasoned superstars. Advanced analytics place her in the 95th percentile for offensive box plus minus and highlight her as a top 3 rookie in defensive win shares, dispelling notions that her impact was purely offensive. Contextualizing these achievements against peers like Candace Parker and Brianna Stewart underscores an elite trajectory, one that aligns more with all-time greats than standard first-year performers. Financial ramifications accompanied these feats. Sponsor renewals and jersey sales surged 150% league-wide, evidencing a commercial boom tied directly to Clark's on-court exploits.
Regardless of where Clark was or what event she was attending, she was almost always back in the gym at Gainbridge Fieldhouse by 8 a.m. the next morning.
Such a rookie resume, fortified by both volume and efficiency, establishes a baseline that compounds off-season improvements, positioning Clark not merely as a rising star, but as a foundational pillar for Indiana's championship aspirations. Early season interviews captured a tentative floor presence as Clark acclimated to the heightened physicality and veteran dynamics of WNBA locker rooms. Confidence, however, has blossomed alongside statistical dominance.
There's a different confidence level that I think I'm seeing out of Caitlin Clark.
In private team meetings, accounts reveal Clark making decisive plays calls, rallying teammates during film sessions, and offering constructive feedback, behaviors once attributed only to seasoned captains. Coaches highlight her growth in emotional intelligence, an ability to read body language, adjust communication tone, and foster cohesion among diverse personalities.
Her time at Iowa showed that she can lead and raise the level of a team. Now she's looking to do the same with the Fever.
Veterans cite her willingness to embrace mentorship while also contributing fresh perspectives. This dynamic has translated into a more inclusive team culture, where younger players feel empowered to share insights and veterans appreciate a collaborative ethos. As the league gears up for extended schedules, the emergence of this leadership dimension may prove as critical as physical upgrades, granting Clark the credibility to galvanize an Indiana roster determined to dethrone established contenders.
I know I'm good, and I'm fixing a wreck shop on your asses. I feel that coming off of her, and that could be quite powerful. People better be concerned. If you're an opponent, you're going to be in a bind this year.
Clark's mainstream appeal extends far beyond hardwood confines. Interviews on iconic platforms, ranging from David Letterman to sports podcasts with millions of downloads, have elevated her profile to that of a crossover sensation. Partnerships with lifestyle brands and cameo appearances at major music events underscore an athlete whose marketability rivals global superstars. The tension between media obligations and competitive preparation generated scrutiny. Critics argued that such commitments risk diluting on-court focus.
Clark opened up about the importance of stepping away from the game to recharge before her WNBA season. She may have stepped away from the game, but shit, these comments should scare the entire league.
Team insiders, however, emphasize a meticulously coordinated schedule that clusters off-court engagements around rest days and leverages remote interview technology to minimize travel. Social media analytics confirmed that engagement spikes correlate with primetime game viewership, suggesting that media presence bolsters league interest. Observers now frame Clark as a dual asset, a performer who sells out arenas and a global ambassador who extends the WNBA's reach into new demographics.
When the Fever president was surprised Clark was back as soon from a trip, Clark's response was simple. Quote, "I couldn't miss a workout." Oh, deep in the lab, folks. Deep in the lab this offseason.
Maintaining equilibrium between spotlight and scrimmage will define the narrative as the season unfolds. Anticipation reaches a fever pitch as Indiana prepares for a marquee opening contest against Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Reese, renowned for her physical rebounding prowess and interior scoring, poses a contrasting challenge to Clark's perimeter-oriented finesse. Early scouting reports indicate Indiana's strategic intent: deploy double screens to free Clark for catch-and-shoot opportunities while rotating defenders to contain Reese's second-chance production.
Her haters and her competition in the league better be concerned.
Statistical models project a tightly contested duel, with win probabilities hovering at 52% in favor of the Fever, an edge attributable largely to Clark's home court advantage and expanded skill set. Betting markets reflect similar sentiment, driving MVP odds to historic heights for a second-year player. Broadcasters plan advanced telemetry overlays to showcase shot trajectory improvements and live load management insights, further enriching the microstorelines.
But outside the hardwood, Clark has continued to draw attention just as she did during the record-breaking run at the University of Iowa.
As tip-off nears, all eyes converge on whether preseason promises translate into competitive realities and whether this matchup signals a passing of the torch or the reinforcement of Clark's emerging dynasty. Clark's arrival has accelerated conversations around league expansion, both in schedule length and market footprint. WNBA executives convened in April to evaluate a proposed 50-game regular season, a shift that would parallel NBA standards and capitalize on newfound viewership peaks.
There is a lot of opportunity there for money for the league. With these ratings that she's pulling.
Economic forecasts suggest a potential 20 to 25 million incremental viewers, translating to substantial upticks in media rights valuations and sponsorship revenues. Critics caution against player welfare concerns, pointing to condensed travel itineraries and increased injury risk. Proponents counter that modern sports science, exemplified by Clark's data-driven regimen, can mitigate such hazards, while extended seasons offer greater narrative continuity and commercial appeal. The ripple effects extend to developmental pathways, with rumors of enhanced G League affiliations and overseas loan agreements designed to ensure year-round competitive opportunities. Within this evolving ecosystem, Clark stands as both catalyst and beneficiary, her marketability fueling structural experimentation, while league innovations reshape her professional landscape. The trajectory charted by Caitlin Clark defies conventional rookie narratives, blending statistical supremacy, physical transformation, and cultural resonance into a singular phenomenon. Her off-season metamorphosis, tactical evolution, and leadership maturation form a constellation of attributes that position her at the vanguard of a new WNBA era. As the season unfolds, every game becomes a chapter in an unfolding saga, each play a line in a broader story that transcends sport. Industry decisions on schedule expansion and media partnerships will pivot on Clark's continued ascent, while opponents must craft novel strategies to counter an athlete whose toolkit grows richer by the day. Beyond metrics and headlines lies a deeper question. Will Caitlin Clark's impact endure as a catalyst for systemic growth in women's basketball, or will the weight of expectation temper the initial fervor? History will record the outcome, but today marks the dawn of a journey watched by millions, each act adding texture to a legacy still in formation.